Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Now, from yesterday's video, you guys probably know something's up with the oil pump on this thing. So, it is baffling to me the amount of, looking up that I've done on this in every single post. I shit you not. Try to find it. Every single post is like, yeah, mate, it's probably your power steering, your alternator. That's freaking odd because, well, belts on neither of them. And there's one video on YouTube of a Prelude making the exact same noise. And the guy hasn't bothered to respond to any of the 50 comments asking, hey, you know, what's going on? Did you figure out the problem? If people comment on my old videos, I've had a couple people comment on the video about the engine restore, I respond to them, you know what I mean? Because I want people to be able to fix things that are broken on their cars, that if they're having the same issue as me, whatever. But in this case, you know, the Prelude community is looking a lot like the Z community, which in most cases are a bunch of dickheads. So, what is up, guys? Shit, I'm trying to fix my car, and no one wants to help, you know. So, only option I really have is pull the valve cover, pull the timing cover. Well, I'm gonna put it over there, get it on jack stands, pick up all this shit, take off the timing cover, valve cover, and have a look. Because I have to take this wheel off and whatnot. It's easier. Blah 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 blah. You guys will see. I don't know. But let me start off by just cleaning this stuff up and getting the car over here, and I'll get back to you. Right, got it up. Let's take off that wheel and see what we can do about taking this timing cover and valve cover off. Alright, so also, the power steering is pissing out of here, so why is that? I don't know, but it's on the floor. It's kind of gross, so I don't like it, you know. We'll clean that up, and oh, by the way, look at this. Wheel bearing is whooped, mate. Alright, initial impressions, there's no scoring, there's plenty of oil in the head, so I'm not really worried about the bearings, but I do still think that it is the oil pump that's making that noise. But I guess we'll get into that and see if I'm right about it. So next, you do the time belt, or take the time belt off on these things. What you gotta do is take the valve cover off, then you take this cover off right here, and these little 10 mils can all kind of be a bitch. Also, what I'm going to do is set this thing to top dead so I know that it's there, and then I'll resume with taking everything off. And you also have to take the motor mount out. So you can get to that crank pulley there, and yeah, I mean, either you can use an impact, hopefully mine works, or you can use the tool for this, which I hope I still have, which is just the thing that you put in there so it stops the crank pulley from moving. To make this a little easier for yourself, go ahead and there's 3 bolts, it's just 3 12s. I put everything back on the bolt so I don't lose it, and there's one bolt that goes in here. So just remove your power steering pump and just kind of place it to the side. There's plenty of leeway in these hoses. So now I'm just gonna get these 10 mils and take this cover off. So there that is. I'm gonna go ahead and place this right here. Next, what I'm gonna do is get the engine down. So what I'm gonna do is get a piece of wood, get the jack, put the piece of wood on the oil pan, put just a little bit of tension on it, and get these 2 17s out, and then lower the jack. Engine will go down, and you'll be able to get that crank pulley out. Kind of overkill for the piece of wood, but it'll work. Now you can see it's a straight shot to the crank pulley and the crank pulley bolt. You're gonna want to come over here and set this to top dead center, which I'll put a light on it in a second, but it says up, and then there's 2 ticks on the side that have to align with the cam gears. Shout out to my professional lighting system. But you can see now, those 2 ticks here and there are lined up, and both of these say up. So you're at top dead right there. Now is where we'll see how lucky I actually am. Let's check this out. It's a 19 impact. That's a no. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I have it in my hand right now.
Okay, cool. I'll be there in a second. Thank you.
No problem.
But, well, you know what we're doing. Well, battery's blinking, but it's okay. Literally at all times I have 2 batteries on standby, so I don't have to like stop, charge my shit, and go again. So, got my 2 batteries right here. See? I don't bullshit, you know? Boom, and we're back, you know? So, alright. That's what you're gonna need. I feel old. This is not something I would ever throw away, so the fact that I lost it means I haven't had a Honda in a long time. But, got a new one. I'm probably gonna find the other one and have a fit of rage at some point, but I'll show you how that works. Oh, this one's bougie. My other one was friggin' flat. This one got that gloss, boys. So, basically, that goes in there like that. You put a friggin' breaker bar. You put a breaker bar in there, I don't know, jam it up against something, and then you can crank on that bolt right there and nothing will move. So that's what you gotta do. So there you go. I got a small breaker bar with a jack handle, and I got this one. We go over here. Yeah, it's not gonna cooperate. Yeah, that's right. Piss off. The nice thing is these aren't pressed on like the LS, so that's good. Okay, so these 2 little things fell out of there. So, another hypothesis. Basically, on H-Series engines, I'm not sure if they're on B-Series, don't quote me on that, but there are these things called balance shafts. And I had this happen to me on my old Prelude, and the balance shaft belt just shredded. Like, the timing belt cut the other belt in half. And those 2 are ribs to belts, so I guess we'll see what's exactly going on there. And yeah, because I literally just moved this and then those came off, so that could also be affecting oil pressure if they're like, no, because I didn't even put the belt back on my other one. Right there. You gotta loosen that. That'll loosen the tensioner. I got this belt off. Now, all you gotta do, this should be loose enough that you can just kind of like pull this, yep. Pull that right off. Banged my thumb once. And the reason you gotta take the motor mount off right here, obviously, is you gotta get the belt like underneath the motor mount. One thing I did notice that I'm gonna look further into, my rear belt. Now, all right, so my H22 in my 95 Prelude I specifically remember me being able to move both balance shafts by hand. So if you come here, that's your front balance shaft. No problem, right? But you come to this one, she ain't moving for shit. I literally can't move it, so we'll have to look up that and see what that means. I'm not 100% on it, but I want to say I remember being able to move it by hand, I think. So I was right. Those are not supposed to be seized. So, if anyone doesn't know, what a balance shaft does is basically it counteracts. It's like they're just shafts in the front and the back of the crank, and it just like counterweights for the crank. Now, they sell balance shaft delete kits. Other than saving about 20 pounds, that's really all you gain from those. Like I said, my old H22, I just was like, when I found that belt cut in half, I was like, I don't want that to happen again. Everyone that is into H's and Preludes, there's a big community. I'm a part of a lot of them. They all said, hey, you don't need no damn balance shafts. Leave them off. Don't even bother buying the kit. It's not worth it unless you're taking the engine out and you want to save 20 pounds in the engine. So, where's that belt? I found the problem, homies. Oil pump is fine. Right there. That was my woo noise. I'm gonna throw the new timing belt on it and start the car up and see what it looks like, because if I don't have to do the damn oil pump, I'm not gonna do it. I already ordered it. It was only 60 bucks, so I'm gonna keep it and do the mod to it and then change it eventually. For the time being, I just wanna make sure that my car is good and I have oil pressure, so we'll go ahead and do that. All right, I just kind of put everything kind of back on. It's not even bolted down. I just want to start it up for a second and just watch the oil pressure, because when a balance shaft, see, basically a balance shaft has bearings just like a crank does. So the little bits of flake I seen in the oil could have got to some other stuff. So I'm not going to be too optimistic here. Just going to throw that out there. But let's see if she starts up and doesn't make the two forbidden noises, that stupid whine or a knock. So, we still got an oil light flickering. The noise is gone, but we still got an oil light flickering. So, I have a restrictor right here, so I'm not losing any oil pressure there. Where could I be losing oil pressure? Is it the bearing clearances? I don't know. Doesn't sound like it's knocking. I don't know. But we still got an oil light, so I would consider that bad news, not good news. The sound's gone, but whatever made that seize up might have gotten to some other things that are vital for oil pressure, such as bearings. So I'll do a little bit more digging into this until I go on Craigslist and start looking for either another H23 for like $100. We'll see how this turns out, because that's kind of shitty. I've never had a balance shaft seize. The other one, my other Prelude, the balance shaft belt just came off, but they both spun freely. This one, however, seized, so we might have some fucked up shit. I'm irresponsible, but yeah, I guess we're not playing that shit, you know? So yeah, I guess that's what we're doing, huh? So I don't know if this engine is okay. I'm gonna do more to make sure it is, or see if it is rather. To be quite frank, I was gonna put an F20B in it anyway because of the iron sleeves, and I can do forged pistons, you know, stuff like that. They hold a little bit more horsepower. So the only thing I would have to buy would be another manifold, another log manifold. But I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. So if this engine is toast, which I don't know, I genuinely don't know what shape it's in right now, because I hear no knocking. But the oil light flickering at idle just seems a little odd to me. So, in preparation, I got an F20B. And it's going to be delivered here for $6, whatever you just saw the price was. $6 something. So, I don't even have to drive to New Jersey. What the hell am I even going to drive to New Jersey? The van? I ain't driving to New Jersey. Ain't nobody got time to drive to New Jersey, alright? So, F20B on the way. More diagnostics coming on this friggin' thing here. My assumption is that the fuel in the oil got to the pump, or you know what it could be? I'll check it tomorrow, but it could be a clogged oil pickup. It could be a lot of things, because it only does it at idle, and it only does it at low RPM at idle. So, I mean, obviously there was metal in the oil, so the filter probably caught some of that. But it still got sucked up through the tube and then had to go through the filter before it went through the engine. So it could be the filter's clogged, or it could be the pickup's clogged. Either way, I will have the F20B as a backup. And yeah, I guess we're ending this video on a better note than I thought we would. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed my shot diagnostics and figuring something out, and then maybe something breaking, but then maybe kind of making up for it. I don't know. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.